Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to talk of work-life balance. Okay, this is slightly different from what you think. There are people I know, friends of mine, who work very hard, maybe work their butt off 12, 13, 14-hour days. They have teams which do a lot of work, which give them inputs to work on better. So there are 5 people giving inputs on which he has to process or she has to process and do that work. So that can be very taxing and very, very difficult to do, because you're working 10, 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, and well, that's the life that you chose. You may not be very happy with that, and then you come back tired, fatigued, and then you don't have any time for yourself. But yes, you made it in life. But then you don't think you made it in life, because then you call up and say, Subra, all that is fine, but there are others who work much less than me who earn much more. Now this I have found, especially with highly qualified doctors, etc. Because somewhere we get the feeling that if you become a doctor you make a lot of money. Wrong, completely wrong. If you become a doctor, you don't make a lot of money. You are in the upper end of the society, yes, but do you make a lot of money? No. To make a lot of money you need to run a hospital. Then you run it as a business, right? And does not mean that every successful doctor will run a successful hospital. To run a good restaurant, you don't need to be a good cook. You need to be a good business manager, right? From where to buy, how to do the interiors, how to do up the hotel, where to locate, where to open the second hotel. These are not cooking skills, right? These are not doctor skills to run a hospital. Running a hospital is a different skill, and being a good doctor is a different skill. Many good doctors want to run their own hospital, but if they think they should do that for making money, they are wrong. Right, like running a channel like this, it could be very satisfying that you're spreading all the knowledge, but it does not make money, right? You have enough money, therefore you can do this, right? There's a difference between doing something to earn money, and there is something which you have money, therefore you're doing this for your own satisfaction. So one, you make a choice that no, I'm all work, I don't care about anything else. I want to work 20 hours a day, 24 hours a day, 48 hours a day. I love my work, I love my any job. Let's say you love cyber security, so you work the whole day in cyber security. Night 11 o'clock you get a phone from the police saying we want this data, and then you're working on it again, getting the data. Police sends you an email and things like that, and when do they want it? They want it now. So you're sitting and working at it. At 3 a.m. you go to sleep, 9 a.m. you have a meeting, right? So you are just work, you have nothing else, and life is totally unbalanced, right? There are people like that. Or then you say, okay, I've quit, let me start my own investments. So you start your own investing, you start your own investments, you are making money, and now you are perhaps a little happier, but then you could be making mistakes, you could be losing money. So then is it a good thing? No. So what you do, let's say you have a very, very demanding work, and that you work on that for 8 hours, then you need to do something which is good for your souls. This you did for your standard of living. Maybe you have a high standard of living, maybe whatever. So you need that money. You need that money to buy your house, your car, your retirement plan. You need that. And then you do some work which is very soul satisfying. You go and work among the poor people. You teach them finance, you teach them English, you teach them maths, anything. You can either teach or you can help them improve their lives, right? So you do that, and that's very soul satisfying. Or you could do a combination, saying I'm 45 years of age, that's enough, so I will now start working in an NGO, which is a balance. It pays me X amount, maybe 10% or 15% of my last drawn income, but it gives me a lot of soul satisfaction. So I will do this combination. Any such combination will work. Don't kill yourself doing so much work and saying, oh, I will enjoy everything at 60, and finding that you get your first heart attack when you're 57 and you succumb to it when you're 59, right? That's not worth it. There are a few ways you can do it. A lot of women choose to do soul satisfying work if their husband is earning well and making a lot of money. Sounds a little odd, but then as a family there is enough satisfaction, because somebody is making money so that somebody else can do something which is more soul satisfying. Then there are people who retire early to work on some of these things. So, and many of those things don't actually pay. For example, running a channel like this doesn't really pay. It pays a very piddly $10-20 a day or something like $500, $600 a month. That's not really much. It's not enough to run a family, buy a house, pay for the car and things like that. Yes, if you have other income, you can say, okay, I do this also, and it takes a very long time to start making money as such, especially if you are only dependent on Google ads and not on sponsored programs and paid interviews, etc. Then you start making money. For that you have to establish yourself. It takes time. So similarly, writing for a blog or writing for anybody, why should you write? Writing does not make money, at least not for most of the Indians that I know, and especially not for many people who are in service who just want to see their name in print. The company is very happy to pay them a salary and see their name in print, but that's not a full-time profession, right? So that does not qualify as to saying I'm doing some work. You're not doing some work, you're indulging in a hobby. But writing has its advantages. It brings you clarity. It tells you the sequence in which things should be done. Why? So why write? That is the reason to write. Is writing useful to make money? No. Why write a book? Because you have your thoughts, you have it written down somewhere. You just want to put it, organize it, and create it in a book form and give it to people. So there are two ways how I can talk about wealth. One is I go and do talking sessions, and second is writing books. So I can write a book and it will be available to you. I can update the book, I can write a new book, I can do all those things, or I can talk on video. I find talking on video much better because I can address a larger audience, in the sense that I can do one for 20-year-olds on how to retire and one for 90-year-olds on what to do with their retirement money. I can do the full range. I cannot write a book in that full range, right? So writing makes you happier, writing makes you think, and I think by being a better thinker you become a better investor. So some of those things, yes, making money writing and making money running YouTube channels and doing it honestly seems to be a very difficult proposition to follow, but to each his own, of course.